So now we're joined in the studio. We move from international with Lee Mackey calling us from London to right here in the studio. I'm joined by two really good friends and good people in the tri-state. To my left on your radio dial as you glance over is Bobby Mackey, and to my right is my buddy R.J. Seifert, and you know him from all of his realty activities in Northern Kentucky. I'll give you that plug, brother. I'll give you that plug. Bobby, I'm so glad that you could take time out of your day to stop in here. How have things been going?
Going great, Jim. It's been a great summer for me. You know, back in June, I was inducted into the Northern Kentucky Music Legends Hall of Fame.
That was an unbelievable honor, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. And it was wow. It's just, you know, I've been at the nightclub 35 years, and sometimes I thought nobody paid any attention to me, but all of a sudden this summer a lot of things have happened, and I'm grateful. Kind
of runs a little bit in cycles. I know you guys have got a big show coming up there, Bobby.
Yeah, we got Georgette Jones coming October the 19th, and she's excited. She's done some interviews, and she always talks about, you know, it always has to come up. I hate to bring it up, but the rumors about the hauntings over there. She and her band are all excited about that. They want to take the ghost tour.
They're going to go on a ghost tour.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever gets it done. You know what I mean? We'll talk about that. But that Georgette Jones show, let's for a Class X listener, for somebody says, you know, I know that name Jones and George Jones, Georgette Jones. Give a little bit of the history of Georgette Jones' history, because there's some history there.
Georgette Jones is the only person alive that has her mom and dad both in the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
She's Tammy Wynette and George Jones' daughter. And she's got a great sound of her own. I love her sound, and I told her this. She's got a little hint of Tammy.
Yeah.
You can tell a little Tammy in there, but yet it's not too much, and she's got her own sound.
Yeah, she does have her own unique sound, and it's kind of it's a pure country sound. It's kind of a traditional, and I know this is one of your soapboxes of what is country music, and you know that's not country music. And
yes.
I've been wanting to ask you this all summer long. Of course, I got to hang out with you some last fall over at your place when we came in, but would you say, and you go to Memphis, you go to Nashville, and you know who's playing here, Frazier, Dallas Moore,
yes,
Jamison Road. Would you say that Cincinnati is more traditional pure country than Nashville is right now with what we've got up here?
Absolutely, I would say that.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah.
And good country. I mean, we got good music up here.
Yes, and I don't have anything against any kind of music. I mean, what you play here is great. You're playing it in your format.
Right.
What I resent is what they play that's not country, but they call it country. That's what bothers me about it.
Yeah. It's the same old thing. One person gets a hit, and so suddenly all the other labels are scrambling and go get us where's our Lady Antebellum? Where's our...
Yeah.
And then that's what the market is suddenly flooded with.
They're chasing the buck, and I don't blame them for that, but they've hijacked country music.
Yeah, I mean, really, right now, we're not a country rock and country station at all, but we have appreciation for a good song, a well-crafted tune, or a tune that stays true to its genre. So you can hear, a heavy metal cut will be played here on Class X Radio, but we play Dallas Moore. We play Jamison Road. Dallas, we love Dallas.
I love Dallas Moore.
And of course, we play Bobby Mackey. I've got two that I play. That Jones Boy, and and we're going to play that today while you're here. And then, but also, of course, Johanna. I've got to play that one.
Well, the Jones Boy thing is on a new album that's coming out, and for the past few days, I've been saying probably 3 weeks at the most, but we have another snag with the mastering, so it's going to be delayed a little bit more. But I'm really looking forward to this new album. I wrote all the songs on it, and that's why it means more to me, because I've never done that before. In fact, I've written more in the past 3 years than I ever did before, and I don't know why that is. All of a sudden, it's coming easy to me.
So before, like with Pepsi Man, that was That was not your song.
I didn't.
That was your song.
It was my song.
I thought so.
I had a hit on that in 1982.
My favorite song of yours, which you know, I brought you that ad in from the Billboard back in the day.
I was excited about that.
Yeah, I got that framed up that you signed for me.
Where in the world did you find that?
I held on to it.
That's great. But it was in the top 50, like 52 maybe.
Yeah.
In the Billboard National Charts.
Yep.
In 1982, which was very exciting, and Hero Daddy was a
Hero Daddy's
number one hit in Cincinnati.
Great song.
And but I just love what I do. I'm more traditional country, but they're not making any more traditional country, so I got to write my own.
It's getting tighter and tighter, right?
So
now you're working on this new album. Let's go with the guys in the band, because when you go to Bobby, it's Bobby Mackey's Music World.
Yes.
That kind of gets dropped, right?
Yeah, that was the original title for the club. That was the original name, but it's a lot to put on advertising and bumper stickers and all that. So we and Gillies came along, out in Pasadena, Texas, out in Houston,
right?
And so it got shortened to just Bobby Mackey's, but people still remember the Music World part, and that's okay.
Yeah. And so let's go ahead and give the hours and the location and everything, because you're open tonight.
Yeah, every Friday and Saturday night, and 35 years of it, and it's it's the house that Greater Cincinnati built.
Oh, wow! And I know that comes from your heart. That means that's a pretty nice statement there.
And I call it my Branson. You know how a lot of these older stars end up settling in Branson. Well, I settled in Wilder.
A long time ago.
Yeah, and we're there Friday and Saturday nights, and during the winter we have 8:00 shows because it gets dark so early.
Yeah.
I always start at 10:00.
Okay.
Every Friday and Saturday night, my band and I, the Big Mac Band, we start at 10. And but during the winter we have Dallas Moore and Danny Frazier, and we have several groups come in.
Sure.
At 8:00, and they play from 8 till 9:30, and the band and I start at 10. And that's the way it goes every Friday and Saturday night. And I love it. It never gets old to me because I have a passion for the music. It's
very obvious, and the Big Mac Band delivers. Let's talk about those guys for a minute, because this is not people that are plug in, and today on pedal steel we've got these guys have been with you a while. Let's go ahead and shout out their names and talk about that band, because that's a good band.
Yeah, I'm very, very proud of them, and they make it easy for me.
Right.
They take care of me. But Ernie Vaughn has been my bass player for many years, and he's actually from Lebanon, Ohio, and we kind of started out together. I was with him when he bought his first bass.
Okay.
And we played together there for a while, and but I had a chance to get with Red Jenkins and the Country Lads, which the band was already together, and they needed a singer, so I joined them and was with them for a while, until finally then I was able to get my own band, and Ernie Vaughn was with me all through that.
Right.
I mean, he was waiting for me when I was with Red Jenkins and the Country Lads, but. The legendary Chuck Rich on pedal steel guitar. He played with Kenny Price back in the day.
That's right.
And he played Midwestern Hayride all the time.
And when I'm there, of course, you've seen me there. I come over and I kind of park myself in front of him because it's amazing.
Yeah,
I just enjoy watching. You
wouldn't believe how many people do that.
And Wanda's up in the DJ booth saying, "Are you dancing or what are you doing?" I'm like, "No, I'm just trying to absorb what this man is doing over here on the stage."
He will make you set up and take notice, won't he?
Man,
Chuck Rich, he's great.
He is.
And Willie Brown, the drummer.
Yeah.
When I was playing at the Boulevard down here in Springdale,
right.
When I was playing there, Willie was about 13 years old, and his sister sang with me in the band there at the Boulevard, and his mom and dad would bring him to the club, and because his sister played there, their daughter, and they would bring him, and he was fascinated with the drums, like we're talking about. He wouldn't take his eyes off of my drummer, and we'd get him up and let him play a couple of songs. He was terrible.
Yeah, right.
But a 13-year-old boy, he wasn't that bad for 13.
That's right, playing in a nightclub.
But he grew up to be the best, and then he's been playing for me for 20-some years.
He's a great drummer.
Of course, Chuck Rich been with me 23 years.
Yeah.
And Sammy Goodlander, my favorite guitar player, he's become my favorite guitar player. He's been with us about a year and a half now.
Yeah.
And I like him a lot.
Fits you guys really well.
Yes, he does.
What you guys do live, he just... what that had to be like a key turning in a lock when you guys found him, because he fits. The rest of you guys been around and you kind of know what each other's going to do and where each other. But he follows and fits so nicely.
He fit in.
Nice tone on his guitar.
Absolutely, and it took him a little time to figure out what we were doing and what groove we were in.
Yeah.
Because he hadn't been playing that kind of music for quite a while. He grew up playing it, but nobody else did the kind of music or does the kind of music around here. So he played different kinds of music, but. Man, he took to it, and I swear it's the best move I've ever made, I guess.
Well, I don't know. I think maybe. Well, I was going to say I think maybe Denise might have something to say about that, but your wife.
Yeah. Well, we ain't talking. We're talking about music.
Oh, okay. All right. But I had to give her a shout out. I love her, and she's always gives my wife Missy and I such great hospitality, as all you guys do. So it happens every Friday and Saturday night. It's at Bobby Mackey's. It's over in Wilder, Kentucky. Doors open tonight at what time, Bobby?
7:30.
Doors open at 7:30. You got an opener tonight? Is there anybody up on stage tonight?
No,
okay,
not on Friday.
We've got the bull.
At 10.
We do the bull riding.
Yep.
We've got the bull still there.
The mechanical bull. We got all kinds
Wanda
of things
DJs, and of course, a lot of Classics listeners, they know it from the haunted thing, and we've been through, and you and I've had discussions, and RJ and I've had discussions, and I think my beliefs are pretty much like your beliefs, but let's go ahead and cover it just briefly. It has been called the most haunted nightclub in America, and if that's one of the reasons you want to go there, by all means go and explore that. I would tell listeners, don't go there for that. If you want that to be part of the experience, go for that, but I tell people they need to come see you, Bobby. We're not always going. You're going to one day go running in the hills and retire, and people around, right? RJ, I say it.
Not for a while.
Don't. But I think what's going to happen is just like with your. Who was the show? And it was it David Allan Coe, where everybody says, "Oh, you should have been there when David Allan Coe," and the show never happened. He sat out in the
exactly.
But you listen to people now. Oh, you should have seen. I was there when David Allan Coe played, and I was just. It makes me and my wife smile. We think, "Oh, you were."
We had some technical problems that day, and the show didn't come off. But as you mentioned about the ghost thing, I tried to keep it from getting out because I didn't want that kind of image. I wanted it to be a country music dance place.
Yeah.
I didn't want that kind of image, but it was bigger than me, and it got out anyway. But Carl Lawson lived right up the street, the closest house to the place. He was 18 years old, and we're in there in the summer of '78 trying to get the place open. He comes in and says, "If you need any help, I know all about this place." So I hired him to
sure.
paint, clean up, and he became the guy,
the
caretaker that cleaned up for me and everything. And Carl was a good kid. And the first couple of days, he starts mentioning to me, "Oh, you wouldn't believe some of the things that happen around here." And what are you talking about? And he mentioned some of it. And I said, "I don't want to hear anything about that. I mean, that's got to stop. I don't want nobody won't want to come here."
Right.
Yeah, I'm sinking everything I got into this place and already running people off because of some crazy ghost or something. And I kept it down for 10 years, and finally it got out, and it was bigger than me. I couldn't stop it.
Yeah.
And I'm not proud of it. I'm a little embarrassed by it at times, and of course I don't believe it at all. And
I know.
But when I say that, I have to clarify that I'm certainly not putting down the people who do believe. Maybe they have good right to believe, and I'm sure they do, or they wouldn't be coming there wanting to spend the night from all over the world.
All over the world.
People come there and to spend the night. And I hate to make light of it, but I just don't.
Well, you have a different belief system.
I don't dwell on it.
People don't realize some of your background, but you play in churches, and you come from. You're approaching.
I grew up in playing and singing in church.
Exactly, and here's something people that I found really interesting that a lot of people probably don't know. Your parents' store back in Kentucky actually appeared on television, the Route 6, which was a great TV show, Route 66, and there's an episode, and you can actually see where it was filmed outside of your folks' store when you were just a little guy.
I was in the 6th grade.
Yeah.
And when I'd get off the school bus, at the end of the day, I'd run down there, and I could get in. They would be filming the movie Route 66. Buzz and Todd had their Corvette.
Great show.
Oh, I watched them film a lot of it in my dad's grocery store. And I learned a lot from that. And you know, at the end of the day, when they would have food catered in, there was a hall there. There was a Masonic hall where they had their dinners catered into them.
Yeah.
And after their dinner, they'd have me play and sing for them.
Get out of here.
Yeah, me and my little Roy Rogers guitar. And they just loved me. They just ate me up. And I'll tell you what was new right then was El Paso. Marty Robbins.
Yeah, Marty Robbins. Yeah.
And I knew every word of it, and I'd have to sing it about 3 or 4 times for them.
Now, are you having to play that again with the Breaking Bad TV show just went off the air? The final episode was this past Sunday, and they actually did, out of the 2-hour show or 2-hour finale, whatever the finale length was, been on about 6 years. I don't know if you're familiar with the show.
Yeah, I saw it a time or two.
Well, the 2 songs that they had in there was the last episode was actually called Felina.
Wicked Felina, the girl that I love.
And he actually sings some of the lyrics to himself at parts and so you might be getting it. They ended it with Badfinger's Baby Blue, but El Paso was all through that episode, so you might be hearing that this weekend. You might be getting people saying, "Bobby,
maybe
the Breaking Bad song." If they ask you, that's what song they're talking about.
I'll know what they mean.
Yeah. So listen, Music World, it's a great time in there. It's open all weekend long. The doors open at 6:30. You can go in there and have a great time. There is a bucking bull there. Of course, Wanda Kay does a bunch of stuff. Wanda's been. I mean, she's
great.
Yeah, she's a really wonderful person.
She handles the tours.
Yeah, and the
karaoke.
Yeah, and the karaoke and the DJing and everything. It's just a good time in there. And I noticed this, you guys. Your Facebook. Who does? Is that you, RJ? Are you social manager? Social media manager?
Bobby, little me, little.
Your Facebook and your website are outstanding, brother.
Well, thank you very much. And the social media is kind of the way to go. See, we're all over. I got to look me up on Twitter. Everybody, come follow me on Twitter.
Tell them how to find you on Twitter. What's your Twitter?
At Bobby Mackey.
Okay.
And I man that. I keep up with that every day.
So somebody sends you a tweet, you're reading. So if they get a reply back from you, it's Bobby Mackey talking to
Yes,
them.
it's me. Sometimes RJ will put some things out, but he prefaces it with Team Mackey.
Yeah. Okay.
So people know that that's not me. That's my team. But you know, the iTunes and everything.
Yeah.
I sell more product on iTunes than I do CDs hand to hand.
Wow.
It's probably about maybe 10 to 1 downloads.
Really, that much?
iTunes and
very important thing to you.
Amazon.
And then your Facebook page is really good. Every week after the weekend is up, somebody posts up a bunch of pictures. It's real easy to follow him on Facebook. Give your Facebook information out.
The Facebook information,
Bobby Mackey.
Just Bobby Mackey.
Yeah, just look for Bobby Mackey. But I think
website.
you got 2 Facebook.
You got a friend page and a fan page.
Yeah, they've got a friend page and a fan page, so you can friend them, and then you can become a fan of them. But what I really like about those pages, and I follow them, I actually have them come into my feed and locked it in, said, I want to see what's happening at Bobby Mackey's all the time, told Facebook, give me that. That's one of the things I want to see. After the weekend, you guys will have pictures up. Bachelorette parties.
Yeah, without delay. It's right there.
It's right there, and you can just look at it and go, oh, crap, I could have went to Bobby Mackey's this weekend, because you can see the people are having a good time in there, buddy.
And our website, Gary Gideon is the webmaster, and he does a
great job.
Terrific job.
Yeah, does a really good job, man. Well, let's talk a little bit about the haunted thing. What kind of came of that. Of course, people can go on the ghost tour, and you have some of the original stuff has been preserved. The room where the Johanna had hung herself.
And the well in the basement.
And people can go through on all that. And when they get there tonight, they can talk to Wanda about getting signed up and doing that there. That book that you have put together, I don't know if it was you or Denise, Wanda, who put that book together of all the pictures that were taken.
Wanda Kay did that.
I kind of went in there a little bit like you, a little bit like, I'm here to watch Bobby play and maybe take a ride on the bull and drink some cold adult beers. But then I looked through that book, and I got to tell you something. There's something going on there, and I don't care what you believe. You can't look at those pictures and say, well, something's got to be going on.
Well, yeah, they bring equipment in, those EVP,
the
equipment, and claim they pick up voices from beyond. I don't know how they could do that.
There's some scent there that people have smelled. And how many TV shows? I know that Zach Boggins and that crew has been through a couple of times.
Yeah, Zach, Nick, and Aaron from Ghost Adventures. They're great guys. They've been there a couple of times.
And Zach, actually, you helped him get a recording, and he's got a record out right now.
I wrote the song for him and sang just me and my guitar. And by the way, that Poor Pearl, Poor Girl's the name of the song.
Yeah.
I recorded that again on the new album that's coming out.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
And it'll be out soon. It'll a couple weeks delayed maybe, but everything that's going on, and again, everything that's happened this summer. I played up in Lewis County. I'm from Lewis County, Kentucky, up around Concord. My hometown's Concord. Vanceburg's the county seat. It's east of Maysville.
Yeah.
And I played my hometown county fair there in Vanceburg, the Lewis County Fair, and they surprised me out of the blue. I mean, you couldn't have hit me with a hammer and shocked me anymore. They presented me with a road sign, Bobby Mackey Highway.
I saw it on your Facebook.
And that's the road, Route 57, coming out of Concord. Half a mile out of town is where I was born and raised. My mom still lives in the house I was born in. She's 94. And she's really excited because they named the highway after me.
Well, congratulations to you. Well-deserved honors.
Thank you.
So happy for you. It's been a great summer. New CD in the works. I've been watching the Facebook post about you guys polishing this thing. Is the Big Mac Band, did you record with them? That's what I wanted to ask. Did you take them down there?
No, I've done some things with them, but I went down to Columbia, Kentucky. A real good friend of mine that I recorded with 20 years ago in Nashville. He and I had a small studio together in Nashville 20 years ago.
Okay.
And he has this great studio in Columbia. He wanted me to come down. He just built the studio, and he wanted to get it going.
Break it in with Bobby Mackey. It makes sense to me.
So I go down, and we brought some musicians up from Nashville.
Okay.
So in Columbia, Kentucky, it's 3-hour drive for me down there, but 2-hour drive for the musicians from Nashville up there.
So it kind of worked.
It works. And above the studio, they've got a great place to stay. They got like 3 or 4 sleeping rooms, and big TVs. And
wonderful.
It's like a resort.
Wow.
It's beautiful. And so the musicians can stay there. But I recorded with them, and Country Music Lives On is going to be the title for the new album. And I wrote the song. It's about growing up in Concord, Kentucky. My dad run a grocery store.
Yeah.
And he owned some farms, and so he did most of the farming. My mother worked in the grocery store, and my 2 older brothers, Mom would get them on the school bus, and then she'd get me ready and go to the store and work in the store all day. So I was raised in the store. In a banana box, you might say.
You were raised country. I mean, you were raised country.
And the railroad track goes right by there. And my club in Wilder, that same railroad track behind the club.
Same line.
You can get on that railroad track and
go home.
Go right past Dad's old grocery store. Where it was, it's not there anymore.
There's definitely a relationship there. We've been talking with Bobby Mackey. You know Bobby Mackey for years over in Wilder, Kentucky. If you've not been to the club, you've got to make plans to go. It is a great evening. You'll have a wonderful time. Bobby and the Big Mac Band play every Friday and Saturday night. It takes the stage about 10 o'clock. The club just jams. You're going to have a lot of fun. There's a bull in there. There is a ghost tour that you can do, but there's some karaoke. Just a really fun place to hang out and see what's happening there. Bobby, brother, I appreciate you stopping in here.
Great to be here, Jim.
Always
Thanks
good to see you. Always good to hang out with you. Missy and I will be over one night. You'll come up on stage and you'll see me grinning at you. Do you know this guy? Have you got to meet this guy before? This is Marty Connor. Marty is a country singer.
He looks familiar.
Well, familiar. Marty, Bobby, Marty. I'll make sure that these guys meet.
Yeah.
He's we've got some guys you need to meet. This is one of them. There's a band called Jameson Road that I'll introduce you guys to.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
They are wonderful.
I think I saw something they sent me not so long.
Yeah, I told them to. I told them good. You need to listen to them. I really like them a lot.
Listen.
And they've been working with Danny, and they've been working with Dallas, and both those guys can tell you how wonderful a band they are. Really a band that you need to check out. Really good band, and you need to meet this guy too.
Might be a great 8 o'clock band for us.
That is exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And they would. And when you see the kid that plays guitar, his name's Brent. You're gonna be very impressed. He's got the chops. It is there. But they write their own stuff. Got one CD out and got some other stuff coming. And going down to Nashville making their second CD. A band that Class X Radio really enjoys. You are tuned in to Class X Radio. We are WMWX in Miami Town. KCX in Crittenden, and then WYMS in Waynesville, 88.9, 89.1 FM. Bobby, let's send you on the road with one of your new ones.
Now that Jones boy is gone, who's gonna fill his shoes? He stopped loving her today. The blues became bad news. Things have gone to pieces. Who'll sing the races on? Who's gonna fill his shoes now that Jones boy is gone? I remember oh so well the boy with the crew-cut hair singing about white lightning, and she thinks I still care. Don't stop the music, let it play one more song. We got an aching, breaking heart now that Jones boy is gone. Now that Jones boy is gone, who's gonna fill his shoes? He stopped loving her today. The blues became bad news. Things have gone to pieces. Who'll sing the races on? Who's gonna fill his shoes now that Jones boy is gone? I always love to hear old George and Tammy sing about a two-story house and a golden wedding ring. Life is filled with choices, they couldn't quite hold on. She said, take me to your world, and he was a no-show Jones. Now that Jones boy is gone, who's gonna fill his shoes? He stopped loving her today. The blues became bad news. Things have gone to pieces. Who'll sing the races on? Who's gonna fill his shoes now that Jones boy is gone? Hey, who's gonna fill his shoes now that old